bam, huge glasses.
Oh my god, Phoenix, why is your sound so why are you doing so much voiceover? You should get a little earmake. Me.
I know, guys, I know. That's the reason I haven't done any videos with my face in a while. Would it be better if I clipped it to my glasses? No. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Hi, my name is Phoenix, and this is TFL Design, where I do anything but design because that is my day job, and this is my lunch hour, I think. Well, the joke was I was going to wait for my YouTube money to come in, but that would take like 10 years at the rate that I'm growing. I'm joking. Like I said, I'm doing YouTube videos for me, mostly, so that I have, you know, some practice of speaking to people since I work at home most of the time now, all the time now. And I have no one to talk to, so this is me talking to you and getting responses later in a Discord. Or, you know, in comment sections or private messages, Instagrams, YouTubes, everything. Anyway, I finally got a mic. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Oh. I don't know if you can hear anything. Oh, fuck. No, you won't see my boobs. There's nothing there. Yeah, so I'm just kind of like hanging it. I finally got a mic, yes, and people, well, some people were like, oh, you should get a mic. It was something in the works. I was waiting for Black Friday, okay? I was waiting for something to be on sale because I've spent all my money on bags and guns and stuff. So I don't have money for anything else. And statues. I have another statue I have to unbox, but, you know, it's sitting in my living room. When I have time to, you know, clean up the place and film it, I'll do that. But in the meantime, I thought I would do a video on my bags that I know I said this isn't a bag channel, but like my current obsession is bags, so deal with it. But yeah, I thought I'd go through some bags that aren't exactly, what would you call it, dupes? I've been doing a lot of dupe videos lately, and I didn't want people to think that's all I bought. If anything, that's the minority of my stuff. It's just something I looked into recently because I realized you really don't need to spend that much money to get a quality bag. I totally understand that this hobby is a status thingy, like the Prada logo is worth something on a nylon bag, but another nylon bag can be sold for like 20 bucks because it's not Prada. That doesn't make sense to me, but it's people buy what they love. I'm not going to judge. I'm the person that, you know, buys a lot of from guns to statues to just like bags. So yeah, why not? So yeah, today I'm going to go through all my contemporary and luxury bags. None of my dupes today, or bags from small shops and boutiques, companies that, you know, aren't really worldwide, let's say. Because I do have some of those, which I will not count as contemporary bags. You know, ones that you would see in a mall, multiple malls. Let's begin, shall we? So my first ever luxury bag, if you saw my video on, you know, why I got into luxury in the first place, is this is my Givenchy hobo bag in the medium size. I fell in love with it because I saw the hardware on it. This is a twilly I just put on it so that I can, you know, when I'm in a restaurant and have my oily hands, I go, and, you know, just continue to hold my bag without any fear of spreading my germs and stuff, and I can just wash the twilly, yeah? Okay. Yeah, it's made out of calfskin, and I love it because it can actually hold anything I want, really. And I don't have to be too careful with it. I did take this out to places and accidentally, you know, bump against a wall and I didn't scratch it. So it's not really like something that I have to baby. And I have to say it's reasonably priced compared to other companies. This was like almost 2,400 Canadian dollars with taxes. You know, our taxes make it a lot higher, but the point is they don't really, Givenchy in general doesn't really gouge you with its prices, I feel, for its bags in comparison to some other companies. So if you're looking for a very sleek, kind of on the down low, it's not super popular. You don't see a lot of people carrying it, which I like. I've never seen anyone carry it, as a matter of fact. Yeah, this is for you if you want something like that in silver hardware. Oh, I should go through my contemporary stuff first. Yeah, let me do that first. Okay, so the bag that I had always been carrying prior to luxury was Michael Kors bags. This is actually a men's satchel. I liked super like square rectangular structure look, and I also liked how it was like easy opening, magnetic, which means that I can't actually bring this to the US to use because it's just easy to get pickpocketed. I'm from New York. So this is something I definitely just used in Canada, and recently I switched out of this because I needed to put more stuff in, and it's like very limited with how skinny and stiff it is. So there's that. Because I wanted to bring a bag down to the US to use when I visited my parents in New York. Hold on, my hair. The thing about bangs at this length is it keeps getting into your eye, and you have to like cut it every few days. I gotta cut it again. I just cut it 3 days ago. Anyway, I wanted to get a bag that had a zipper, so it's a bit more secure. So I got the camera bag version for women, whatever. Similar size. Kind of. Exactly the same. I don't have to worry about wear and tear in these bags or, you know, baby it because it's made out of like coated canvas plasticky type thing. You can definitely tell I've used this one a lot longer because some of the threads are starting to come out. It's like wearing over here. So I've used this for several years, so it's got good use to it. If you want to see my current bag, watch the video I have on, you know, what's in my current bag. I don't have it here with me. It's sitting in the living room somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, and I really like Michael Kors's sort of masculine type feminine bags, which is why I got into their brand to begin with. But recently they've gotten a bit more feminine, so I've kind of like edged away from it. Plus I've gotten into luxury lately, and you know, so I don't really buy that many contemporary bags anymore. I sort of do, but in like real leather. Anyway, my last Michael Kors bag is this one. I love this Manhattan bag. I got it a few years ago. It's gone up and down in price. It went from like being 300 something to like 600 something, and then I got it on sale when supposedly it's 800 something for like 400 something. So, you know, prices are whatever the freak they want it to be that day, I guess. But this is really cool. It's really stiff, and I kind of like wearing it in the summer. And if you notice, my other bags are all entirely gray, and this is my first colorful one. And this is when I started to think like to myself, hey, you wear a lot of black. Maybe you should put some color into your wardrobe. And so I started with this, just the trim being colorful. As I mentioned, the Givenchy one was my first luxury bag. The second one I bought was actually an off-white, really, really tiny little shoulder bag, which feels like a hefty chain bike, you know, something you would, you know, lock up your bike with, bike chain. And it doesn't really hold much, not much more than a phone and like maybe a credit card. But I kept seeing it. I saw this in stores close to me where I live, and I was like, that's a really cool looking bag. Not very functional, but it's like a piece of art. And then Virgil Abloh, rest in peace, passed away, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this as like a collector's piece for like, as a piece of art sitting in my home mostly, but even though I have taken this out once or twice. But it's just something that I kind of wanted because of its visuals, not for its functionality. Rip. It's really cool. If you're not familiar with the Off-White brand, it's kind of like really cool streetwear. Like the zipper is a paper clip, this little tab thingy, the Swiss cheese look. Someone said it looked like a Google Glass, like the early examples of the cardboard Google Glasses thing. Yeah. The third luxury bag I ever bought is this pre-loved Bulgari bag, Serpenti something shoulder bag. I love it because you can transform it from being, you know, a long shoulder crossbody bag, or wear it like this, short on the shoulder. And it's made out of goat skin, and I looked up like all the different types of leathers out there, and goat leather is supposed to be like a bit more hardier. You don't have to be so careful with it as with like a smooth calfskin like my Givenchy bag. So I really liked it. I like the smell of it. This is like my strongest luxury leather smelling bag I have. When I first bought it and opened the box, I was like, oh my god, it smells good. This was my first far-fetched purchase, while the other stuff that I had bought, wait, no, the off-white one was also a far-fetched purchase, I believe. The Givenchy one was bought in store, in a Holt Renfrew somewhere near me. But yes, I love this. It's a lot. It can fit more than a phone. It can fit like a folded size wallet. And yeah, I don't have to baby this. I've taken this out, worn it around. I'm not afraid it'll get scratched. And I love buying pre-loved bags, giving it a second life. It came in pretty good. There's like hardly any wear on it, just like the corner here somewhere. But overall, I kind of like this like tomboyish, rougher look, and it suited me. Still not super colorful, but gray. The next bag I bought after that, I think I bought this from The Real. I had looked up, so I was hunting this bag down for a while. It basically stemmed from, I was going to an outdoor like food event with one of my friends, and I was actually carrying my Givenchy bag, and I had to keep taking out my wallet because it was like a food vendor's, right? It was like, oh, I buy a little ice cream here, buy a little like sushi taco here, and all these crazy foods. And I kept having to unzip and zip and take out my credit card, dig through it. It was kind of annoying. And my friend had a bucket bag, and she just easily took out her wallet and her card. And I was like, no, that's why people have bucket bags. So I was on the hunt for a bucket bag ever since then. And in general, I don't like the very squished look of bucket bags. When I saw pictures of the Louis Vuitton Neo Noe BB in epi leather specifically, I kind of fell in love, and I saw a color that I liked, like the combo of it. Ta-da! This is my first super pink bag, and everybody was like, whoa. But like, I've colored my hair pink and red. So like, this is definitely for me, and I love silver hardware. And I liked this, the ratio size of this over the medium. This bag carries all I would need. Maybe not for a day-to-day thing, but definitely for if I'm going to another carnival, festival, or something where I need to like take out my wallet constantly. It's not a very secure top, but you know, if I'm carrying it all day, either top handle or on the shoulder, or I extend this into a regular strap, I can carry it all different ways. And with epi leather, I don't feel I need to be that careful with it. Like, it can get scratched and dented and stuff, but in general, it's pretty hardy, and I don't have to be super careful, but it's pretty good on its own. I'm sniffing leathers. Yeah, so this one I bought on The Real, even though I had seen it in a multiple other like fashion file websites and Rebag and stuff like that. I had my eye on it, and I wanted one with the condition it was in, which is like almost perfect for a really good price, and I found it on The Real for a really good price. I think it was marked as very good because they had some concerns about like some parts of like the leather strap like darkening and stuff, but with leather cleaner it came right off. It's basically, I guess, this part, the metal part's oxidizing onto the strap, which was like not a problem to remove. So easily wiped it off. The bottom was clean and everything. And yeah, this is probably my first, and probably one of my only Louis Vuitton bags I'll ever get. I'm not a fan of Louis' like brown color scheme. I don't really see myself wearing brown anytime soon. But if they got colorful stuff like this, I'm cool with. And I'm just not into the whole monogram and logos everywhere look. You can barely see the logo on this. As a matter of fact, some of the bags on the websites for these pre-loved bags, it's hard for them to photograph the logo to begin with, so this worked out pretty well. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's just pink bag. The next luxury bag I bought, actually, I would say this is a contemporary bag. My bad, this slipped in, but this was the next bag I bought because I was looking for a Chanel, because I was looking for a lambskin bag. So through my luxury journey, I basically keep hearing about Chanel's like lambskin being super soft and how you have to be super careful with it and it's easily dented and scratched. And I'm like, would I want to pay thousands of dollars for a bag that I have to baby that much? I'm a very rough individual. You can't do that for things that you have to like be super careful of. And I don't want to be super careful with my stuff. I don't plan to sell any of my bags. I plan to use them until they like tear apart. And if, you know, I die before then, I'll pass it down to someone, I guess. But I'm not really into the idea of buying a bag as an investment. Same thing with buying guns. I don't see them as investment pieces I keep in a closet and wait for the prices to go up to sell. Because in Canada, they can ban it at any moment, and so it could be worthless, so, you know, or, you know, grandfathered into your armory forever, and you can never pass it down, sell it, or anything. It just gets destroyed when you die. I want it buried with me. So, yeah, back to bags. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I want to feel what lambskin feels like, but without the price. And as my previous video had said, I'm not like a super fan of Chanel's like diamond cross stitch type things. It's slowly growing on to me, but like still not a super fan. So for meh type bags, I didn't want to pay a lot of money. So I looked up some contemporary brands and I came upon a company called Staud Studio, which I was a fan of their other bags that were not made of leather at all, because I wanted to stay away from buying bags that weren't leather and made out of synthetic stuff lately. I never really bought any of the bags, even though I liked their like style. But I found one of theirs that is actually made out of lambskin in that poofy style that's like really popular this season. It's really soft and I love it. And it actually doesn't dent as easily or anything, because I had accidentally stored this bag next to another bag that like kind of pressed into it, and so there was an indentation, and I was like, oh no, I ruined it, meh. And then like I separated them, and the next day like you don't see the indentation anymore, so that's cool. So yeah, I got this bag. It's really cute. It's my only bag thus far with gold hardware, which I'm not a super fan of, but like, you know, maybe just one of them's fine. I think I jumped the gun on this one. I definitely jumped the gun on this one. If you've seen my video for the unboxing of this. One, I bought it when like 2 weeks. I bought it like 2 weeks before it was on sale everywhere. Because I was like, oh my god, I really want something like this. I hope it doesn't, you know, run out. I better buy it now. And then, you know, 2 weeks later, it was like on sale for like 200 bucks off. And also, they now have a silver version of this. It's not exactly like this. It doesn't have like the same pattern. It's like kind of like downwards, which I might like better and with a silver chain, but I'm like, do I want to buy another one just for silver? I was like, nah, don't do that. But the rims of my glasses are gold-ish, so I guess, you know, sometimes I can wear gold. By the way, the reason the rims of my glasses are gold and not silver, I did have that choice, is the silver one made it more apparent that I had glasses on, whereas the gold kind of blended into my skin tone better. It didn't make it as obvious that, you know, bam, huge glasses. And my latest bag is actually something that I wanted that predated almost all these bags other than the Givenchy one. It was something that I had been waiting for the price to go down for multiple reasons. One, because due to the size of it, as like, okay, this is a really small bag for its price, but I tried it in store and its chain was so nice and I fell in love with like the heftiness of it. But I did see online pictures of, you know, pre-loved versions of it where it was kind of like the wearing on the bottom kind of bothered me. I was like, oh, does it wear that easily? Does it like discolor that easily? So I didn't want to pay like $2,500. I didn't want to pay $2,500 for something that'll, you know, after one use will like discolor and stuff. But I finally pulled the trigger and got it from the site called Edelist. You can see that video here. And yeah, I got it for a price that was like, okay, like, you know, $1,000 less than, you know, retail. Brand new bag. And yeah, I was afraid that the bottom here, every time you set it down, pictures of pre-loved ones kind of show it like turning color and stuff and worn on the sides. And then I, you know, realized to myself, even if this bag breaks apart, I'm keeping this brass knuckle-like thing so I could punch people in the face and leave a nice skull indentation. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I love this bag for its pop of color, and this was actually one of the first bags I ever wanted, but finally just bought recently. That, you know, matches very well against black. The problem with all these other like dark color bags is because I wear black a lot, I wanted like a pop of color. Even the Givenchy one, my original idea was to get like a red one, but they don't have a large red one. They have a smaller size version of it, but I wanted something bigger. But yeah, so because of that thought process, I had, you know, fell in love with something like this. And it's got embossed croc leather. It's not real croc leather, it's embossed calf leather in croc, embossed, whatever. And yeah, it doesn't really fit more than a cell phone and some credit cards, but you know, it's cool and I like it. So yeah, those are all my bags as of now, and I have my eyes on one other bag that is supposed to come out in the spring, although I do see signs of pieces from its collection coming out now. It's actually the Ferragamo 2023 spring collection. This bag here, I'll put it in post or something. I love this bag. It looks so awesome. I wanted something like red-ish, but this is kind of reddish orange yellow, and it just looks really cool. I've been a long-time fan of Ferragamo's buckle, circular buckle type thing, because I have a key ring holder for it, and after 10 years of use, it's still going strong. It's made super well. So I know it's a brand that, you know, has really good quality leathers and really good quality in its hardware. So I wanted something from the brand, but at the same time, I was not ever a fan of its bags. It looks too prissy ladylike, and I'm not really much of a lady, but they have a new like creative director now, and they are taking the brand in a different direction, maybe more modernized, I feel. And so from the color and the styles of this bag, I kind of love. I've been sort of a fan of the other top handle bag, but it was still shaped in a way that felt very old school, like old money like. But this new version is like younger and hipper. Do kids say hip nowadays? Am I old? Probably. But yeah, so that's my next bag that I want in my wish list, and I am going to get it when it comes out. Probably early next year. They said spring, so usually comes out like February, March, I hear. Fingers crossed that it's sold somewhere near me. Otherwise, I have to buy it online and pay a ton of money for duties again. It's the Canadian duties that get you when buying stuff in Canada. Everything is like increased in price. Not only are our taxes high here, but like the duties that come in, everything, you're just like taxed and then more money. For example, when I bought the Louis Vuitton bag, it was like a few $1,000s already, and then for like shipping and then for like import duties, still cheaper than if I bought it in store new, a few $100s cheaper, but like this was already a few thousand, so like, is it worth? I think it's worth. I think anything that makes you happy and, you know, not get super depressed in this wonderful winter is worth. Oh yeah, but like, are little charms like this worth, where you spend your money on things that's, you know, not even made out of full leather, but it's so cute. Look how cute it is. It's a bag charm if I want to, you know, pop one of these here. Do you mix and match brands? Louis Vuitton and Coach. Coach is considered a contemporary brand, lesser of, because it's not, you know, thousands of dollars of bags, but like, they've been around for a long time, almost just as long as a bunch of other luxury brands, but they just never, you know, position themselves as overpriced too much. And their quality is pretty good, some of their stuff, so, you know, I'm a fan. But in general, I do realize that a lot of luxury bags are priced the way they are for the status purposes. Although, once again, I do suggest brands like Givenchy for, you know, nice bags that won't gouge you for every cent you have. I have seen clips and TikToks and videos of, you know, people grading the leathers that certain brands use and saying, oh, this bag is really only worth $120 based on the amount of leather and the amount of workmanship that would go into making it. But I think what a lot of those videos and creators miss is the artistic sense and the time and effort it goes to designing something. As an art director and designer, I think I took that personally. I'm an art director. I've worked in advertising and marketing for like almost 13 years now. No, more than 13 years. And basically it's my job to sell people things that, you know, they don't really need. So I know how this game works. But once again, whenever I design a graphic, a logo, or a website, I always hate when my clients would be like, oh, you know, this is just, you know, a leaf on top of a circle on top of a square. I could have made this in 5 minutes. It's like, no, you don't understand. I made like 50 logos before I narrowed it down to this one. It took like hours and weeks and research and, you know, checking out your competition and stuff like that. And to make, you know, what you see here, this is an iteration that was like refined after many revisions, not just from me, but like as a team. If I work as a team, you know, not just my boss, but, you know, other designers, their input. And so I feel the creative process is always seen as, oh, I could have done that. Well, if you could have, you would have, but you didn't, now did you? You paid me to do it. So yeah, as a designer, I do feel the price of certain bags are due to the fact that it is groundbreaking. Maybe not so much so nowadays, but for example, the first purse, it went from top handle bags, women's top handle bags, to Chanel creating the first like shoulder bag. That was like revolutionary to have, like, you know, a strap. And you know, from like baguettes to like Louis Vuitton was the first to make a bucket bag, which is like, used to hold wine and stuff, and they were like, oh, you can sell this as like a lady's purse. So, you know, I like reading about, you know, the history of things and how they came to be. So I can appreciate that type of sale. But do modern day companies like overprice things to the X amount to get a shit ton more profits? Definitely. And I realize that too, which is why I opt to buy dupes once in a while. Once again, dupes are not the bags with logos, fake logos on them. They're the bags that look kind of or exactly like the brand name ones, but do not have the logo at all. Only because I notice replicas with the logo, fake logos on them, tend to be priced higher than dupes that don't have logos. And dupes don't always come from like China or, you know, are exact copies, but rather inspired by existing bags. This, for example, is definitely a Chanel dupe, but it is from a Scandinavian company. So like, this design, if it reminds you of anything Chanel, it is purposely done so. It was purposely designed that way. But, you know, they took their spin on it, and their spin was this giant chain And yeah, different leather straps. So, you know, they say nothing new can be created nowadays and everything's built upon the past. That's sort of correct on some things, but in general, you know, don't forget about the designers, okay? Please? Please? I still need my job. Otherwise, I'm like out of a job. Well, that's all for today. Yeah. Join me next time on something that's not fashion related, maybe, now that I have this mic. Testing. No, I can't do ASMR. Maybe I'll do some gun ASMR. It's not really ASMR if it's like racking in your ears and like hurting it, right? Anyway, yeah, I'll see you around, and comment below on what your favorite bag was, and judge my taste. I don't care. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.